the world's most dangerous fantasy football podcast.
Chef and the professor. Highly disputed. Highly disputed. Let's have a drink and let's talk through it. Hey. Highly disputed. Highly disputed. Highly disputed. Highly disputed. Fantasy. We going over player props and ADP. Waiver wire, all the things you need. We got the fire. Fire, highly disputed. We in the studio, just pour a drink. We getting loose and now we in sync.
What is up is Highly Disputed, Season 2, Episode 4. It is Tuesday, September 16th. We had a full weekend of football. I am the Sauce Chef. I am joined with the professor of Dynasty, Professor J.
What's going on?
I'm stoked, man. I'm excited. Big win in Houston. Big boy win for the Buccaneers in prime time. Even half our O-line was out. Baker just gritty performance. Didn't catch as much. I was celebrating, so I didn't really catch as much of the Vegas Chargers game. I don't like 2 games on Monday night. I think that's stupid. That should have been an afternoon. There were only 3 afternoon games on Sunday. So I didn't get a very coherent view of that one, but I did lose money betting on the Raiders. They looked like they got their ass kicked.
Yeah,
How was your weekend?
it was good. It was chill.
Good?
It was good. Definitely wrong with a couple of my takes, but over.
Well, you had a heartbreak. I thought the Giants. Let's focus on the positive first.
Yeah.
The Giants did way better than I thought they were going to do. Russell Wilson is leading the league in passing yards. He led all quarterbacks in passing yards. Just airing it out to your man, to your guy.
Malik Nabers.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you called him a stud. You called him 101. Do you think he's the best? Are you ready to crown this man as the best receiver in the game right now? Like currently playing.
I mean, it's hard not to. He's definitely the best receiver. He's Jamar Chase Jr., but maybe not even really junior anymore because of who's throwing him the ball. Jamar has.
I would say his ceiling is above Chase.
Oof, I mean,
I think he's more explosive. I think he's faster.
he might be. He could definitely jump higher. Like that, the first TD catch he had from Russell Wilson.
I'm talking from like pure physical attributes. Like Chase is like,
Yeah,
great
we'll take
route.
Nabers. He's more explosive, definitely stronger. Because the thing is, you have to remember is Nabers is just turned 22. If that, he still might be 21. Like the guy was tearing up the SEC as an 18 and 19-year-old.
He's still growing.
Yeah, he definitely has a potential
Yeah.
to be wide receiver 1 in the league.
Yeah. So that was your guy. You called him. Speaking of Jamar Chase, you told our listeners not to play him last week.
Yeah. I had to put
You
some
ready to eat
respect.
some crow?
I gotta put some respect on his name. So Jamar Chase. There are some weeks where like week 1, but you just gotta write him out.
Yeah.
Unless you have a really deep wide receiver room, like you have like Amon-Ra St. Brown, a really good matchup, chasing the bad one, and your other receiver is Justin Jefferson.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think you should always start your studs.
You should.
So even if there's a possibility, Mike Evans might have a 5-point game. Am I going to ever bench Mike Evans because of a matchup? No.
But it depends what your options are. You might have an embarrassment of riches, right? So if you have an embarrassment,
You might.
of
But
riches,
I think that's where you might make mental mistakes. If you have guys that are on your roster that are just auto starts and you don't have to think about it, that's a luxury.
yeah, it's a good.
So don't overthink it.
Yeah, if you do have too many receivers, maybe trade for a different piece, different player, so that you're not in the position where you're looking at matchups.
Yeah, and barring injury, Malik Nabers is in your auto start lock in your lineup, and so is Jamar Chase.
Yeah, those two, honestly, just to wrap up on Jamar, you got to chase the ceiling. There's not too many receivers in the NFL that will give you 35 plus points in a game in fantasy football. Malik Nabers, Jamar
Right.
are in there, right? There's not too many.
But there are I would say a receiver, there are weeks where some random dude can get you 30 points.
Yeah.
Hunter Renfrow got 20 points this weekend in a garbage time festival in Phoenix. And let me eat crow really quick on Bijan Robinson, Texas. I kind of dogged his performance against the Bucs. I said he only had 2 explosives. This man just comes out and gashes Vikings on Sunday night. It was like 23 yards, 18 yards, 11. Everybody knew that they were just handing it off to him, and Minnesota couldn't stop it. If anything, it credits how good the Tampa's rush defense has been for the last 5 years. There was a time when people benched running backs playing Tampa because that's how good we are against the run. I don't think anybody has a higher ceiling at running back than him right now. I'm ready to anoint the young man as the next great one.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think you could argue Gibbs is a higher ceiling, but there's just so many mouths to feed on Detroit, including Isaac Tesla now, apparently. But like, there's just
Yeah,
a lot of.
I don't think Gibbs has the stature to run it between the tackles. Like Gibbs needs a David Montgomery to be super effective. I don't think he can be. Obviously the Falcons, for whatever reason, are making Algier. He rotates in quite a bit.
They're keeping him fresh. There's nothing wrong with keeping him.
They're keeping him fresh. Yeah, they're keeping him fresh, and they don't want to. But I don't think he needs Tyler Algiers the way Gibbs needs somebody like Montgomery who can bang it between the tackles and go get those short yardage situations. I think Gibbs kind of needs to get into space, and I'm not saying he can't run between the tackles. I'm just saying he can't run between the tackles the way Bijan Robinson does, because he's a grown man. Not that Gibbs isn't. He's just smaller, speedier. But yeah, Gibbs obviously up there. 2 things. I got the Bears wrong. Speaking of Gibbs, right? I got the Bears suck. The Lions are back. I don't think the Lions ever went away. I think the Packers just got that much better.
Yeah, the Packers are super.
What, Packers going to the Super Bowl? Yeah, we hope our listeners put their bets in last week when they were plus 600, because guess what? They ain't plus 600 anymore, or plus 650. They're probably plus 400 to win. It's a no-brainer. And it makes Jerry Jones look even worse because the Cowboys offense looks pretty legit. And if they had a defense that could get people off the field, they could be in contention. Let's talk about the Bears Lions. Lions kicked their ass. Amon-Ra St. Brown just, when I was last week, I said I didn't think Goff would be any good. I actually put money on the Chicago Bears, which lost, obviously. But yeah, they got 50 hung on them. Amon-Ra St. Brown with 3 tutties. Jared Goff with 5.
Yeah.
And he did a Lambeau leap.
Yeah, the Detroit.
They clowned them.
It just sucks for them. I mean, the Bears, just talk. That's the Bears. They're not there yet. As a Caleb Williams owner, how are you feeling right now? Honest assessment. Don't cope on him. How do you feel about his first season plus 2 games in the NFL? I mean, he holds on to the ball too long. But again, I'm not starting him for. Here's what I'll say: Is he going to be on a different team in 2 years? Very possibly, right? Is he going to be in the NFL and have a job? Yeah, I believe so. Because for a fantasy football perspective, he's been fine. He's been fine to good, actually. I'd say definitely startable this season. So he was like 8, and then he was like, I'm not sure what he was last week, but like QB maybe 14, something like that.
He's mid.
No, he's not mid because Trevor Lawrence is mid.
Yeah, I would argue mid has developed the worst connotation. He's above average for
he's above average, but he's also
top 15. Top 15,
but he's also a second.
Trevor Lawrence is like 25 to 32 range, with 32 being the worst.
Yeah, and Kale's probably 15 to 20 right now, but he's also a second-year player, so it's like
that's fair.
as what it. You know, I wish that they would let him, like, it was a shootout. I don't know why they're still trying to establish the run as much as they were.
Well, it was a shootout for one team.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But he didn't have the passing volume you think he'd have in the shootout.
Right. He brought a knife. Ben Johnson brought a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
He had a couple trick plays, and after that, the Lions had seen it all because when we talked about it, we're like, Ben Johnson knows him. They went against him. It's like, guess what? So did Dan Campbell. So did everybody on that staff. You know what I mean? And the Chicago Bears at the end of the day are still the fucking Chicago Bears.
Looks like it.
And for whatever reason, maybe because the family bought the franchise for $100 and the city of Chicago is still tasked with taking care of your field. Like, what the fuck? Like, it goes back to what we've been preaching here, which is you have to account for the organization. And I'm going to use that segue into two quarterbacks. Justin Fields looked really good last week, and I was like, I have to see this game to see who the Jets really are. And, Buffalo just rolled them, and Fields got concussed. And I think Fields is having a better career, though, than if he was still on Chicago.
Yeah, given what's happening with Caleb and Ben Johnson, I agree. He's been to two better organizations.
Chicago is so ready to chase their quarterback out of town, and I feel like people
the Jets do too, and apparently so do the Steelers.
The Jets do too. Maybe Fields goes to a stable organization at some point, and
I think you can't write the Jets off yet. That 2026 QB class isn't looking as promising with Arch Manning. Needing another year.
I know, but like just you mentioning 2026 QB class, you've already written them off for this year.
I haven't, but I'm saying that. I follow the Jets fandom because I have Justin Fields in just about every league. So, what I will say is he looked horrible before he got a concussion. He was like 2 for 11, but I don't know how we only have 11 pass attempts when you're down by like 30 points. Right? It's kind of so. It's like I don't understand what's the guy let him like try to shoot out, and when he wasn't like he threw like 3 or 4 picks, right? Like I've seen Josh try for 2 of 9.
I don't think he threw 3 or 4 catchable balls for a long time. So it's like they couldn't have been intercepted. He was just throwing it away half the time.
Listen, I want to see Fields with like 40 attempts, right? If the first
10
are all over the place, that's the first 10. He only threw 11 passes the whole game.
Right, but
he got concussed in like end of the third.
Right. He's not good at throwing passes. He doesn't go through his reads quickly.
He did last week. Looked great.
And then he ends up like putting in the dirt or getting sacked.
No, that's recency bias because he looked great the week before.
He's never been a good passer.
He's never had the pass attempts to showcase.
Right, but that's because he's not good at it. Or else people would have coached and they'd let him do it.
No, it's because they want to use his leg.
I don't think he's a good passer.
He's,
I think he's a phenomenal athlete and can make plays. I would like to see Fields doing a lot of bootleg, short throws, like tight end, gadget plays, like get him in rhythm, get him in tempo, like use some exotic formation. You know what I mean? Don't make him play hero ball where he's running around trying to find a long developing route for Garrett Wilson. While,
you can do that, but maybe like 2 or 3 times a game. But it shouldn't need to be more than that. Like, you're right. He does need to be. He's a rhythm passer. He needs to be in rhythm. You can't just drop back and.
Like, he's the kind of guy you got to let him go out there and call the offense, like make reads. Or, if he wants to run it, run it. If he wants to give it to Breeze, give it to Breeze. If he wants to do a quick slant, like, just let him call that shit at the line. Like, why are you sending these plays into him that take so long to develop? And then he's just going to fucking panic and throw the ball away or get hit into the dirt. Like he takes way too many sacks.
Takes too many.
I don't want to spend too long on any one person, but like the Jets this week, they are who I thought they were. You said Breece Hall would be a top 5 running back, and that Garrett Wilson would be a top 7 wide receiving option. And that didn't happen. Buffalo still owns that division. I think there's hope for those players, but the Jets are going to be very matchup specific, I think.
Oh, I agree. The sad part is the Bills are a good matchup considering the shootout that they had with the Ravens the week before. But
whatever. In my opinion, it's Packers, Bills, Ravens, and then there's a tier break, and we can talk about who's in that next tier.
Or in the NFL.
In the NFL,
no, I can't put
Packers. Packers, Bills, Ravens. In my opinion,
after what I guess the Bills just did destroy. I had to see one more week from the Bills. I know they're 2-0. One more week.
Who are your top three
in the NFL? Yeah, Packers for sure, Ravens for sure. I don't have a top three. I have a top two, and I know the Bills beat the Ravens, but
Phil the Bills.
Yeah, I would.
I don't see. Philadelphia has not looked good.
The tush push, but that's the thing. They haven't looked good.
They need to ban that. That is the worst fucking play. They need to get rid of it. It's just such a get it out of the game.
Really?
Yeah, dude. They showed replays. There was like 3 dudes on offensive line out offsides. They're like, if you want to stop it, stop it. But they're just off fucking side. It's not good for the game. It's not.
Here's the thing. Not everyone has a QB that can squat 500 pounds. So
I understand that.
Because I saw a team try to run the tush push.
Right.
The Bears tried to run the tush push. It didn't work. You know why? Because you don't hurt.
Call offside. They should get a flag every now and again. If the both guards move before the center, fucking call offside.
Here's the thing.
Am I wrong about that?
If the Bucs could do the tush push like the Eagles could, you would not be complaining.
The Bucs are one of the only teams that can stop the tush push.
You would not be complaining
because of a man named Vita Vea. No, we can stop we own Philadelphia. I would love to see Philadelphia in the playoffs. Are you kidding me? We shut down the Vet, and then we went and beat them in their new stadium. We beat them a couple years ago in the fucking playoffs. We tossed them from the playoffs. I would love to see Vita Vea and Levante David are going to hit you in your fucking mouth. Come down here and try the tush push. Fucking. It's a lame move. It's a serial. They're just greasy. I don't know. Philadelphia's greasy. It's like Jalen Hurts under 100 yards passing. He can't hit AJ Brown. He can't hit Devontae Smith. They're running a freaking high school offense. And I don't know. I think the Chiefs are kind of a little washed up. I don't know. Chris Jones is not as dominant. Kelsey's not as dominant. Patrick's not as dominant.
I put money on the Chiefs to make this.
For what? To do what? Because I put money on the Chiefs against the Eagles and I lost it.
No, I'm saying to make the Super Bowl.
It's plus 1,400
right now for the Chiefs
to win this. To win.
What about to get?
Not make. Well, probably half that. Plus 600.
You might have to put it on them because
what do you see from the Chiefs that's encouraging?
Rashid Rice coming back. They're gonna be a different team.
When is that? What week is that?
A 6-game suspension, so he's got 4 weeks left. I mean,
okay, they're 0-2. What if they go 2-4?
They're not gonna go 2-4.
Okay, let's pull up their schedule. I'm like, I don't want to spend too much time on any of this, and now we're all over the fucking place, so that's fine. They play the Giants on Sunday night in New York, and usually I'd say that's a W. But right now, I'm not sure if that's a W.
Well, they're going to be mad. Who do you think is going to be the Giants or the Chiefs? I'm a Giants fan. The Giants are. Dable.
Yeah, you're right.
We did talk about this the other game, so I'll bring it up for 2 seconds. Dable put in Jackson Dart, and it was like switching them out on and off.
Yeah. What was he doing?
I have no idea. I didn't want to listen to his press conference because.
So I don't understand. Russell Wilson is having a great game.
Not a great game. Career game.
Then you do that shit. Then you do that shit for no reason, and then he throws a pick in OT. Why would you fuck with it? We talked about this last podcast. Art of War. What do you do? Why would you fuck with your own quarterback like that?
With your team and
with your
Malik Nabers was eating with Russ. It's like, what are we doing? That's not the game to give Jackson Dart.
That's literally, he might as well have taken out a revolver and shot himself in the foot.
Yeah. That was a clearly just
unforced error.
Yeah, unforced error. So, yeah, It's mostly that.
You guys are vibing, you're gelling, you're killing it, you're hanging in there with the Cowboys, and then you put him in for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah.
And for him to hand it off to Cam Scatterbill.
So this is a Sunday night game at New York. You know they're going to talk about it in the interviews. So I can't see New York, not.
Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah.
Chiefs are going to win. I'm
There we
not. Yeah, Chiefs are going to win.
Next game.
Chiefs play Jaguars next. Then they play the Raiders. So for me, that's 3 wins in a row. So now they're 3-2. But then it gets hard. Then they have Ravens, Lions, Commanders. So that's where we're going to see. And Rashid Rice will be back by then.
Ravens, Lions, Commanders are at home. I'm not worried about it. I honestly think if they can get to
all at home, yeah, you're right.
If they get to,
why did they have 4 games in a row at Arrowhead? Yeah. That is bullshit. And 2 of them are prime time.
And they have a crazy record. They have a crazy record at Arrowhead too, under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. So if they get to Rashid Rice coming back and they're 4-2, that's a they could be.
I hate this.
It could be probably 3-3, but they could be 4. It's the Chiefs.
Who do you wait? 4-2. Who do you? So who are they winning against? The Ravens or the Lions?
So the Lions.
So let's say
the Lions.
So they could go 3-3. You have the Ravens winning there.
Yeah. So they're gonna go 1.
And then you see the Lions losing to the Chiefs in prime time.
Yep.
And then you see
It's in Arrowhead. I mean, they could beat the Ravens too, but the Ravens are 1-1.
You think they can beat the Ravens? I don't think this offense.
It's in Arrowhead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So
it doesn't.
It does.
Can Arrowhead play? Can Arrowhead catch balls from Patrick Mahomes? It can't. Like, there's nobody out there for them. You want to talk about embarrassment of riches? That's what fucking Lamar Jackson has at wide receiver. He's got D-Hop playing like he's 27. And then there's like 3 rookies who are hungry as fuck behind him. And then, not to mention, Zay Flowers.
Do you know what the record is at Arrowhead in the last 3 years?
I don't. But did they lose last week in Arrowhead?
Yeah, let me tell you.
Tell me.
19-6.
Right. But I mean, are we looking backwards at the
really 19-5? But the tush push. Come on, you just said it was a terrible play. Like, there's so much tush push. So here's the thing.
In the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl and this past week.
Right, but I'm saying, like, the Ravens can outscore the Chiefs. Easy. This is not the same.
Yeah, but what did Derrick Henry do last week?
Offense. What
did Derrick Henry do last week? Let's talk about the Ravens.
He didn't have to do anything. He didn't really have to do anything.
He did not have a good.
I said that I didn't think Derrick Henry was going to have a big game. And then I ran that back a little when the one player from Cleveland was like, he's not that hard to tackle. This thing is Derrick Henry coming off. He came off a huge game week 1. Lamar was just airing it out. This game was never this is not where you give miles to Derrick Henry. They didn't need him. Look what he did week 1. It's not like the guy fell off a cliff in between 2 weeks.
I'm not saying that.
2 touchdowns. So
yeah, I'm not saying that. I love Derrick Henry. I'm just saying he had a bad game.
Do you think he's washed because he had a bad week?
It's Derrick Henry.
No, it's Derrick Henry. Start him until he retires. Well, it was 41-17. Why would you run Derrick Henry?
To run out the clock. Why would you run it? Why would you pass? Run out the clock. That's why.
Because you're easily winning the game. It's like, why put? To me, Derrick Henry is a classic car. You don't need to take it out all the time. Just let the kids get. It's 41-17. It's the Browns.
Okay.
You're beating them up.
Yeah.
That's who caught touchdowns for the Ravens. It was guys I haven't even heard of. Walker, Hopkins got one.
I think Mike Wallace.
Zay Flowers, by the way, you drafted Zay Flowers. He's a stud.
He is.
He's a stud. For the L's that you do take, when you hit home runs, Professor, you hit him out of the fucking park. 218, 14 balls.
He's a guy.
Oh, that's season stat. Yeah. That's season.
Great.
But Derrick Henry still has 192 yards. He's averaging 6.6 a carry.
Okay.
And that's just having a terrible game. Like, nah, they didn't need him against the Browns. They don't need him. Save him for the Chiefs game. You save him for the Chiefs game.
They might need him. Do you want to talk about Rams-Titans at all?
Do I want to talk about Rams-Titans? Yeah, because I called my guy there and I was right. And that was Elik Aomayor. Ao Minor. Ao Minor. Ao Minor. Elic Ao Minor. Stud. He's going to be a stud. He's entrenched as the wideout 2 behind Ridley, making a strong push for wideout 1 for Cam Ward, who, still a rookie, still a bad organization. I think Cam Ward is playing great ball, though, even if he's on a shitty team. I feel like El Minor is a stud. Calvin Ridley came back a little. I was a little down on Calvin Ridley. I didn't realize he had their cornerback, Horn. Who's their he's like their all-pro DB.
Carolina? JC Horn?
Yeah. He was covering Ridley. And we talked about this a little last show. There's elite athletes on the other side of the ball, some of who come from great pedigrees. Patrick Surtain Jr. went down for the Broncos, and that was kind of devastating for them. That was all I have for that was it for the Tennessee game for me. Rams, obviously, Puka Nacua is a dog. Devontae Adams got a touchdown. I think Stafford's going to play all year. I think he's just never going to practice. Blake Corum got a little more involved, but I think that just might have been due to the opponent. See what you got with the rookie. Anything you want to talk about there?
That game, no. I'm just waiting for Terrence Ferguson to go off. Still waiting.
Yeah. Dennis Allen, he got one touchdown, but yeah. Colby Parkinson's out. Tyler Higbee is still the starter. I'd like to see Sean McVay roll those rookies out a little quicker. I think that's kind of a weakness of his. But also, he likes going with the vets, That's why you trade a younger guy for Stafford, because you pick up Devontae Adams. He looks good. Puka has a case. We talked about Malik Nabers. I would say Puka is his competition for the number one is right now. But I'm going all over the place here. There's a kid down here who's going to be knocking at the door soon.
In Tampa?
Yeah.
Yeah, high school?
Number 2.
Oh,
Number 2. No, for the Buccaneers.
You're welcome.
But we'll get there.
You're welcome.
We'll get there. Thank you. Although HN game, let's talk about that game for a minute, because I actually want to talk to you about that game.
Let's switch over.
So, Dolphins, Patriots. I think we both said the Patriots are going to win because the Dolphins were awful. Dolphins looked a little better, but I think that's more because the Patriots, I don't want to say the Patriots aren't good, but I think they're in that 15 to 20 range. I think they're better than they were. I think Drake May is gonna be that dude. Yeah, you like Drake May? You a Drake May fan?
I like Drake May. I like him a lot.
Who do you like more in Dynasty? Drake May or Trevor Lawrence?
Drake May, not even close. I like him more in redraft.
Who do you like more in redraft? Drake May or Dak Prescott?
Drake May.
Who do you like more in best ball?
Depends what your QB room looks like, and if it's
probably Dak Prescott.
Like Dak Prescott has a higher.
He's gonna have.
I can't even say he's
going to have big games. Well, until our guy Bazooka Joe comes in, which, I hope the Cowboys start losing some games, so they just let Bazooka Joe, big friend of the show, Joe Milton. Professor, you had him circled. You had him highlighted. And let's talk about that because, man, a rough week for quarterbacks.
Yeah, it was just rough week of injuries. We can hit
rough week of injuries for everyone.
Yeah, so there's a lot of injuries in general, but let's talk about the Joe Burrow injury real quick first.
I think that's the highlighter. I think you're right.
Yeah, the Bengals-Jaguars game, the Bengals won 27, but Joe Burrow left, which just looked like a routine play. Apparently, he has a grade 3 turf toe. Actually watched
turf toe.
Yeah, so shout out to the fantasy doctor. Not a friend of the podcast yet, but he will be. But really breaks down the injuries from like a medical doctor, from a medical standpoint. So grade 3 is like 3 months to season ending type of injury.
Right. They're saying he could need surgery.
No, the grade 3 you need surgery. You need surgery. So basically, like its ligaments, right, stabilizes like the toe, right, the foot when you're planting. Really big for a quarterback.
Important for a quarterback.
I'm glad he got his bag. I would and he's gonna get another one because he's so phenomenal. But there's a huge injury risk as an organization signing him because I hate to give players this knock, but he is beginning to look like he's injury prone. But he's still elite. He's honestly the best injury prone player that I've seen in my life in football, especially a quarterback, because he comes back and he's even better. But it's like he just keeps missing like chunks of the season. It's quite bizarre, but because it's a
what's the old saying? And this is almost rule number 1.
Availability is
the best ability.
The best ability, yeah. So I'm just looking up here.
And you know what the NFL stands for? It's what have you done for me lately?
Not for long.
Yeah. Well, that meant
so.
I wasn't even close. I was like Trevor Lawrence. I was not even fucking close. Because I want to get to the obviously Joe Burrow going down sucks for the league.
So Sleeper already has elevated. So Sleeper has already elevated Jake Browning as QB1. Oh yeah,
who has?
Sleeper. Burrow's already. He's on IR already. So
he's on IR. Yeah, yeah. He might be ready for the playoff.
If they make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think everyone's like Jake Browning's not that bad. I'm like, bro, he threw 3 picks. And obviously you're coming off the bench, you're not expecting to play, but 3 picks against the Jaguars or the Jaguars, Duval, bunch of fucking pretenders.
Nah, listen.
Jacksonville is soft. Jacksonville is so soft. Brian Thomas Jr., you know what they call that in Florida? Alligator arms. Alligator arms.
Yeah,
he was making business decisions. That's what the B in BTJ stands for. Business.
Yeah,
business decisions.
Trevor Lawrence is showing up hospital balls. I don't blame him.
Okay. Well, and then the head coach yelling at Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence goes, he just fucking.
Trevor Lawrence has never been yelled at, let's be honest.
Remember last year, Sean Payton got in Bo Nix's face, and then Bo Nix went over to him on the sideline and fucking like a man looked him in the eye, and they had a, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they exchanged words. Yeah. They both dapped each other's helmet. Well, obviously Sean Payton isn't wearing a helmet; he's wearing a headset. But they dapped each other up. But Bo Nix went to him as a man. Trevor Lawrence brushed him off he was
yeah, but
and then he threw a perfect ball to Brian Thomas and he just fucking dropped it.
Yeah.
And you called it on him. You're like he was playing across from Nabers. And now that people are keyed in on him, he's not converting. He's not showing up. He's not showing up.
Yeah, and he's saying he has a wrist injury right now, but Malik has the back injury, the toe injury, but still putting up.
But Malik's playing. Everybody's
injured.
You know, come week 6, everyone's gonna be injured. Everyone's banged up. Baker looks fucking banged up.
Don't play all these guys play though. You know what I mean?
Right, but
there's levels of severity.
They're professional football players.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow's not playing through turf toe because it's a grade 3. You know,
right? But Brian, there's no. Thomas Jr. isn't injured. He's just afraid of getting injured.
But he also doesn't show up on the injury report unless they're burying something. So it's which is a violation of league policy. I'm
not saying he's hurt. I'm just saying he's not willing to.
He said that he hurt his wrist. His wrist was injured. That's what came out. Came out of the camp that his wrist was injured, which is why he was doing the alligator arms. But my thing is
that's why he's avoiding. So he's hurt.
Is what they're saying. But it's I guess a wrist is different than an ankle, but if you're a receiver, you kind of need your wrist.
Right, but don't play that. You're right. Don't play that.
That's what I'm saying. Don't play.
Put him on IR because they got Denami Brown.
Yeah, Jamar Brown.
They got unfortunately for Travis Hunter, one of their cornerbacks went down, and that's the problem with Travis Hunter is he had to pick up more snaps at DB, including a pass interference call that kind of fucked them at the end of the game, which I thought was a really bad call.
I thought it was a bad call too, honestly.
That was really nice coverage by Hunter. And I was right when I said you put Hunter on T. Higgins, not on Jamar Chase, because and Travis Hunter, he showed me something. I think he can be a really good cornerback. He might be able to do it in this.
To do both, yeah.
But the Jaguars need to figure their shit out. and then you figure out what their identity is.
Not a good look for T-Law to wave off his coach, though, because T-Law has done nothing.
I would have benched him, though. It's like, you're a new coach, but this is the same guy that I told you, he flaked from Tampa Bay. He said he was going to re-sign with us. Baker and Bowles got you the job, and you don't know. You're doing the Mike McDaniels where the players aren't scared of you.
Yeah.
Nobody's scared of you.
Let's talk about another injury that happened. Yes, talk about the QB room. The Vikings Falcons.
Well, we talked about Justin Fields.
No.
He got a concussion.
He did. No.
I don't think that's.
We're talking about JJ. So Justin Fields got a concussion.
Oh, JJ. Yeah.
Justin Fields should be like a week if he doesn't play. Right? He might even play this week. JJ's is more concerning because it's 2 to 4 weeks. Probably closer to 4. I believe he had a grade 2 high ankle sprain. So That is concerning because apparently he got it in week 1, which actually makes if you have JJ McCarthy, that should make you feel better. He was injured in game 1, which means he's playing injured all game 2 where he looked like dog shit.
Should it make you feel better?
Yeah,
because he was injured all last year. How does that make you feel better?
Because it's a completely different injury, right? So
what's rule 1? What's rule 1? Professor, we got to go back to rule 1.
That's so. I mean, 2 to 4 weeks is different than season-ending injury, right? So, I'll see what he looks like when he gets back. See what he looks like when he gets back. People get banged up. So
I think JJ McCarthy has an elite ceiling. Why didn't he wear the war paint? As soon as I saw he didn't have war paint on, I'm like, he's gonna lose. Let's not get too much into that because it's charged. But he dropped the paint.
It was a bad game for him. He dropped the paint. They lost 22-6.
Aaron Jones got hurt.
Yeah. I would be trying to trade him.
Aaron Jones looks a little washed. Yeah. He's on my dynasty team. He's a little washed.
I'll be trying to trade for his backup right now.
I have his backup. Well, he's not the backup. Jordan Mason is the 1A in that offense.
Yeah, Jordan Mason's he's the one now. I would be trying to trade for him if I could.
If you don't have Jordan Mason, or if you're looking for a running back, go at Jordan Mason, especially with a backup. Like the Vikings need to. They just need to run the ball, throw it to Justin Jefferson, and play good defense. And I think they'll be all right. But you know who did that? That was the Falcons did that.
Yeah.
They ran the ball. They played good defense. Penix threw it when he had to, and they won by kicking a bunch of field goals with this brand new dude they signed because they cut Younghoe Koo. Well, they didn't cut him. He was on non-injured reserve. So whatever that means. Arthur Blake's I hate the Falcons. Arthur Blake's a fucking weirdo. I don't know what's going on with him. Shout out to Arthur Blake, not a friend of the podcast.
No.
He looks like a villain on a cereal box or some shit. But Michael Penix is legit.
He is.
Bijan Robinson is legit. Kyle Pitts is legit. Who's our number 2? Kias and Ray McLeod. They got pieces. And Jake Matthews is a beast at offensive line. And here's the thing: is your offense is only as good as your offensive line. Arizona, Carolina. Did you watch it? Did you catch any of that?
Yeah, I had to shut it off though. I shut it off too early because Bryce.
What point?
Before Bryce started cooking is when I shut it off.
Yeah, so Bryce starts off. He fumbles immediately. Arizona scores. Then he throws a pick next possession. Arizona scores. Kyler does some insane shit. It's Trey McBride. It's Wilson out of Stanford. Touchdown. And then I feel like the Cardinals just as an organization, they just let teams hang around. It's like they felt like they had won the game at halftime. And Carolina just chips back away with Ted, who's from ASU. Ted McMillan.
Yeah, he's that
fucking stud.
Is he a Mecca?
Also,
probably not, but he's great.
Okay, I hate to say this. Emeka Mbuka is like the ultimate number 2. He's like the best possible T. Higgins. He's the guy that's gonna rip you up. He's not alpha dog like Ted. I think he's
JFN.
6'4".
No. I think he's JFN. Jen's wide receiver 1.
You think so?
He's on the Hawks. He's looked great this year.
I mean, he has looked great, but do you think? All right,
you don't really need the big, alpha wide receiver.
Yeah, maybe you don't. I think he has the potential to be better than JSN.
So the Seahawks had a big alpha wide receiver, right? his name.
Yeah, DK.
Yeah, it was DK. And Jason outperformed him last year in his second year in the league.
Yeah.
So it's all you know. But let's talk about that Hawks game real quick. Sam Darnold looked pretty below average for part of it, but ended up getting a win. Hawks won. Aaron Rodgers threw 2 picks. Sam Darnold threw 2 picks. But Aaron Rodgers arguably looked worse. Kenneth Walker revival saved my career game for sure. He looked great. Max Sharp
He
did not look great. I don't even think he averaged a yard per carry. I think it was like 15 for 10 yards, something like that. But yeah, that division is the NFC West is so hard to pinpoint because you just don't know. Seahawks, Rams, Arizona, really, really kind of a head scratcher. 49ers head scratcher of a division.
Yeah, I won money on the Seahawks, and we called that shot. I was like, I think Seattle is the better, younger team. While DK did have a bit of a revenge game, he got a touchdown. I got to pause. And Caleb Johnson, we were at like that was a waste of a pick, dude. To give up that touchdown, whatever air was left in the Steelers, crushed. He's not sniffing the field. He's not sniffing the field this year.
He's not ready. He's not ready.
But I don't think he'll ever be ready. I think that's just a wasted pick at this point. In Dynasty, it's like either move on quick.
There's a reason he won.
He's not that dude. I think people chased on Caleb Johnson's tape. We talked about this preseason when we were just ramping up for this. I was like, he runs upright, played at Iowa.
Yeah, you said he was too upright for you, but there's a reason
and nothing popped though. Not like the vision. It's not vision. There's not.
The reason he was drafted in the 4th round, third or
right.
4th. It was 3rd round.
No, I think he was drafted early. I think he was drafted in the 2nd.
No, it was 3rd. I know he was drafted like a round behind like Hendo and everything. But to be honest, like I would probably have drafted Facial Tootin over him. Even the tape tells you to, but
you're talking about
he was drafted in the 3rd round.
Are you talking about when he was drafted in fantasy football or in
no.
He was the third round pick. Steelers 3rd round pick. But in Dynasty, he was going in round 1.
He was going round 1 for a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. I think he went right at the turn in our league. He went at 2-2, I think.
Yeah.
The 12th pick. Looks terrible. He gave up a touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, who is like, if you look up Jag in the dictionary, it's actually a picture of Kenneth Gainwell. But yeah, I think he might just be confused because he's still wearing the colors from college. So he might think he's still playing for the Hawkeyes. But this is the NFL, bro. You can't. You got to know the rules if you're out there on kick return. All right, let's move on from that game. We were right about that one. Hawks win. We both called it. Hawks win. Well, we won some money.
Did you watch the Niners game?
I did. Brief. Okay, so Niners Saints. It was in New Orleans, correct?
I didn't watch the game.
I watched some of it. The interesting story for me for the Niners. Remember when they had the 3rd overall pick, they traded for it. Big move. They got rid of Garoppolo, and there's all this buzz about what they traded up early for the 3rd. And I forgot what they gave up, but they gave up quite a bit. And everyone's like, what's Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch got up their sleeve? And they draft Trey Lance out of Montana State, South Dakota State, whatever the college is, but he's got all the tools. He's like the next Josh Allen. I'm not giving up on Trey Lance because he looks really fucking good on the Chargers. I just think rolling him out year 1 and Kyle Shanahan, it wasn't a good fit. It wasn't a good fit. Jerry Jones obviously traded for Trey Lance. I'm getting off topic. But anyways, the guy that was rumored to be Kyle Shanahan's pick,
Matt Jones,
was Matt Jones out of Alabama. Crimson Tide.
He looked good.
Smoking a cigar after winning a national championship. And has Alabama fallen since those days. And I love it. But yeah, Mac Jones was Shanahan's guy. And I watched him in the presser. He called him Kyle. He didn't say coach. He's like, oh, Kyle loves that play.
That means they're spending too much time.
Are you guys like best friends? Do you guys get ice cream? Kyle Shanahan loves this dude. And like, don't look now. People forget that's who Shanahan wanted at 3. Brock Purdy, 7th round pick. What's rule 1, Professor? Availability. And guess who hasn't really been available much?
Ooh, Brock Purdy.
Has not.
That's a good one.
I feel great about selling him in Dynasty because Kyle Shanahan's he's cold-hearted.
Yeah, you got paid, we're good.
He did get paid. Yeah, that's the issue. But I can see Mac Jones having a nice little run for them. Who did they play? The Saints. Oh, Spencer Rattler, good game. Juwan Johnson, we were right about him. Juwan Johnson's that dude.
The last game we haven't talked about is the Colts-Broncos game, which is actually a close game.
Yes.
Daniel Jones looks like a guy because I thought the Broncos D was going to be world beaters. He looks like a guy.
Indianapolis Jones.
Yeah, I'm just like, how bad is Anthony Richardson?
Indiana Jones. They haven't punted. They've scored on every drive.
I mean, who went in that draft?
As a Giants fan, I'm sure that like pisses you off. But I don't think they were playing to his strength. They were trying to run him too much. He was taking a lot of shots. Yeah, your coach, Brian Daboll. How do you say it?
It's Daboll. Brian Daboll.
Daboll. He was treating him like Josh Allen because he was the offensive coordinator for the Bills. He's like, okay, I got this 6'5" white dude. He can run a little bit too. Like he was running a lot of quarterback draws. And Daniel Jones was just getting blown up by the middle linebacker. Why are you doing that to your quarterback? He's not Josh Allen. He's not fucking Cam Newton. Like, what are you doing? Daboll can't adjust his system to his personnel. And that seems to be the problem. That's why he's rotating in fucking Jackson Dart for no reason at the benefit to no one. He's an idiot. He should be gone.
Wow. So instead of Anthony Richardson, they got Bijan, Jalen Carter.
It's like the 49ers, though. It doesn't matter. It's like the 49ers whiffed on Lance, but they got Purdy. And now they somehow got the guy they could have drafted with Mac Jones. The sooner you realize you make a mistake and you try to capitalize on someone else's mistake, the better.
Yeah, that's true.
And they found a guy that fits. He's like the Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning kind of archetype back there. But he's got an offensive line now, and Jonathan Taylor is killing it right now. He's got weapon. Tyler Warren is killing it.
He's a beast.
That dude, for a rookie tight end, he might outpace Brock Bowers this year. He's killing it.
Looks a lot better than Colston Loveland, that's for sure. I mean, eye test told you that, but
yeah. Well, I don't think Loveland's not going to be relevant for a while. All right, the last two games we haven't spoken about were the Monday Nighters. I've been waiting for this. Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Houston. Game starts out hot. Nico Collins gets a tutty. Bucks come right back and hit a dude named Ryan Miller, who I didn't know was on the team. He scores, and all of a sudden it's 14-14. And then our defense just blanked the Texans for whole second quarter, whole third quarter. And then they got 2 field goals there. Baker finds a way to put the game away at the end. Give him the ball back, go down the field and score. I love it. We're 2-0 off road games.
Talk to me about Rashad White. Rashad
White looks fucking nasty. I mean, Bucky Irving looks incredible. But to have a backup like Rashad White is such a luxury.
I think Rashad White
because he was running, the backup role. He is, but he's also going to be a free agent next year. And if you're in Dynasty, like, think about this shit. He's putting on tapes for other teams right now because the Buccaneers have Sean Tucker. They have no intention of signing Rashad White. It's going to be Bucky and Sean Tucker on rookie contracts next year. So he's putting on film. He's putting on tape. But Baker fumbled and Rashad White almost broke a fucking rib getting the ball. And that was effort. That's effort. That's the kind of shit that Brian Thomas Jr. and another running back who played on Monday night, Ashton Genty, were not putting on tape. because neither one of those dudes looked like they wanted to be there. Bucky Irving and Rashad White and Baker Mayfield and Michael Evans and Emeka Mbuka looked like they wanted to go win a game. And mad respect for Houston, because I was like, is their defense good? Their defense is nasty. I mean, our O-line is beat up, but that tandem of defensive ends that D'Amico Ryan has, I love that. Two Todd Bowles, D'Amico Ryans, two former defensive players, head coaches. That was hard-nosed, fucking punch him in the mouth football. I love that shit.
But CJ Stroud has not been the same.
CJ Stroud,
he's looking like he's in that Trevor Lawrence plus range, maybe. He's not been the same. He has not been the same since he grabbed Caleb Williams by the collar. He has not. When he grabbed him by the collar like this, he has not been the same. But like,
karma's a bitch.
It really is.
Karma's a bitch.
Like CJ is looking like Space Jam when the Monstars lost their powers.
Until somebody grabs you by the collar and asks for your advice, you haven't arrived.
Yeah.
Don't be handing out advice you haven't earned.
Exactly.
But I would argue that I've seen more upside from Bryce Young than I've seen from CJ Stroud.
CJ is like,
because Bryce Young was fighting for that team. I watched the end of the pack. I actually put money on the Panthers because I was like, holy fuck. They recovered an onside kick. Nobody's fucking recovered an onside kick all year. Granted, the Cardinals went off the gas and they were in prevent defense. And then they were like, finally like, oh shit, we actually need to make a stop here. And they put the game away. Calais Campbell sacked Bryce Young, which, by the way, the biggest height differential in football. Calais Campbell is 6'8" and 3/4. Bryce Young is listed at the desktop on the depth chart at 5'11", which is generous. That's generous. He looks like the odd man out on the field when they pan out. But so does Murray, and Murray can ball. I've seen more out of Bryce this year than I've seen out of Stroud. But at least Bryce is scoring touchdowns for either team. He threw for 300 yards. All right, what do we got? We got to talk a little bit of waivers.
I think that's it. We did the injuries already.
Yeah, we already talked about injuries. Jalen Daniels, you worried about him? MRI, you think? I think he plays.
He has what PCL knee sprain has what Jordan Love had last year. So he had that last year after the game in Mexico City.
Do you think he plays, or you think Mariota is going to spot start?
I think they should sit him for a week.
Yeah, I think they can afford to. You have to be able to afford. He's your franchise. All right, waivers. Interesting week for waivers. Quarterback, obvious stuff here. The Browning 22, the Hunter's rifle out of Cincinnati. I don't know. I think he's surrounded by elite talent, and he's got an offensive coach. And he came off the bench. He threw 3 picks against the Jags. I think he's going to get better with a week of practice and knowing that he's going to start. Jake Browning has proven he can play in this league. If you need a quarterback, this is your, I wouldn't wait. It doesn't get better. If you have fab left, take your shot on this guy. Only in one quarterback, leave him on the fucking wire. But if this is 2 quarterback, super flex, and you need somebody, there's worse options than the guy throwing the ball to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And
take your shot.
I mean, we're talking, that's quarterback, though. Let's go by position. Who do you like for quarterback? You going to pick up Tyrod Taylor? Because he's coming into Tampa next week.
Browning.
You think Justin Fields is going to play next week?
Browning. He's a QB1 the rest of the season, basically.
Yeah.
Tyrod spot start.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Tyrod starting one spot start one game.
Do you have fab left?
Yeah.
Do you have fab left?
In the main league, Dynasty League we're in? Yeah, I got all my fab left.
Yeah. Are you going to drop it all on Browning?
We'll see.
I still think you have enough ammo to let somebody else do that. I don't think any of your injuries are that long-term.
They're not, but I'll still do it so I can trade them to someone else. Maybe. We'll see.
What do you think? You think Zach Wilson's starting by week 6?
He could be. We could be. Segue. This Thursday night game, Bills-Dolphins. Believe the Bills are who injured Tua last time. I don't think it was a Thursday night game, but it was a primetime game.
So this is a hospital game all over.
Yeah, because they're 0-2. I I have no idea. Let me see.
If it's in Buffalo, they're so fucked. I mean, they're already fucked, but they're like
Short
if it's in
week after
Miami,
seeing
they're
the bed.
if it's in Miami, they're
Buffalo,
fucked
bro.
with
It's
Lou.
in Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be brutal. That's gonna be a beatdown. Do you bench Acham for that?
No.
Do you think about that?
No.
Would you bench if you own Tyreek Hill? Would you bench him?
Depends who else you have.
Because I would absolutely bench him.
Depends who else you have. He looked good last game, but
right. But I think you can find somebody better.
Again,
I would make the argument. I'm gonna make the argument right now that Hunter Renfrow has more fantasy value than Tyreek Hill. Yeah, this week.
Part of the value,
I would rather have
value, so he can get traded. If he gets traded,
I'm saying Hunter Renfrow will put up more points than Tyreek Hill week 3 of 2025. I'm not saying who I would rather have in Dynasty because I think Tyreek eventually goes to another organization and has a little left in the gas. But I'm saying Renfrow is going to outscore Tyreek Hill.
I don't know, bro. Like the Bills' defense isn't that great. They let up maybe who knows.
That's a very hot take on my part. If I was gambling that would be a plus 5,000.
It's tough because
that's
the
an
Jets,
extreme take.
The Jets will pick back, but the Bills are great. Zay Flowers put up like a monster game against the Bills secondary. I don't think they have a good secondary.
Right, but Zay Flowers is the superior talent
to Tyreek right now.
Superior, like Zay Flowers is light years ahead of both of those guys. If you are high on Tyreek Hill, you are not. You are living in the past still.
That's
his game was never cerebral. He's not going to get better with time. It was about beating people on go routes and having a quarterback who can get him the ball. And he's got neither of those things left. He doesn't have a toolbox to dig into.
Interesting take. Okay.
You think so? I think he's washed.
No, interesting. Like, I don't agree with it, but I can't, I don't have the data to disagree, really.
Let's see what happens next week. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll own it. Did we cover everything in Tampa? I think the Bucs offense is on. Our line was so beat up. When we get Tristan Wirfs back, I don't think people understand how nice it will be to have an all-pro left tackle back for Baker. And then when Chris Godwin comes back, who was the wide receiver 1 last year from week 1 through 6, it's just going to open the field up more. One thing I noticed about both Bucky and Rachaad White, and this is something you should keep an eye out when you're scouting running backs. It's like, do they look for work? If they're on pass protection, do they sit back by their quarterback and or do they identify who's coming and go fucking hit them? And those guys we have initiate contact. And somebody who was struggling in pass protection was the 1-1 in Dynasty. Ashton Genty is getting stuff behind the line. And he can't keep his quarterback upright, and he's throwing 3 picks.
Hey, level of college competition plays sometimes, right?
Mountain West.
We'll see what ends up happening there, though.
I was watching the game with my friend. He's like, what's going on with him? I'm like, he's playing in the NFL now. That's what's going on with him. He's not the best guy on the field anymore.
Speaking of Mountain West, are just lower level college competition. I believe Texas has a lower level matchup this week. You want to talk about a little college ball? Wrap up with Texas.
Yeah, let's end on some college ball here. Is there anything else you want to say about LA Chargers really quick? Geno Smith, not a great night. Yep. One thing we were right about too, going with Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton.
Not that guy.
Doesn't look special.
Does not look special. Absolutely right.
I want to really quickly address this because I called this. I said this was going to be Travion Henderson's breakout game. It was not.
For no fault of his. No fault of his own.
Ramondre Stevenson had a good game.
Gibson
had a good game.
They didn't give him any touches. They gave him like 3 carries.
That's on Josh McDaniels, though.
Yeah, why do you draft running back?
That's on the organization.
The only thing I can think of is that they want to save him for some fictitious playoff run that they're going to go on. But come on, bro. If I don't see him out there by week 5,
stupid shit. That's some subbing out Russell Wilson shit.
Yeah, honestly.
It's just Josh McDaniels thinking he's the smartest guy in the room. And by the way, when I was like, make him earn it, it's like I started QJ for the Chargers. Stud. He's a stud. Keenan Allen, Lab McConkley, that offense is just going to eat. But you know who's not going to eat in that offense? Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton. And we've called that. We called it. I still think there's hope for Trey. The Patriots aren't going to play the Dolphins every week. They're going to have to realize that their rookie is superior talent.
He is, and
which is what the Browns also realize.
Yeah, they are. He's gonna break one off to the house at one point, and then we'll see. It'll take some time, just like with RJ.
No, he's gonna have the job. He'll have the job by midseason. Like I did, like Vrabel run down the sideline with Gibson. Vrabel gives him some credibility. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk a little college ball for the Dynasty folks, and then we'll wrap up. What were your takeaways from the weekend?
So I didn't watch a ton of college football this weekend. I'm more looking forward to the Texas Sam Houston State game. Sam Houston, because that's Texas's last game before and I'm going to watch this game. It's Texas's last game before SEC play, and people are nervous about Arch Manning. So we'll see,
and rightfully so. And this is another thing we got right, and we have the tape to back it up because we called it week 1. His mechanics look goofy.
Yeah. Is he a little bit more Eli than Peyton?
But here's the thing. Can I just say this? And this just came to me. But everyone has been so quick to anoint him. But you know who his dad was? Who was his father?
The one brother that didn't go pro.
The one brother who didn't go pro. But what position did that brother play?
I think wide receiver.
Wide receiver. And he was older than Peyton. And first year at Tennessee, Peyton was throwing him the ball. I'm just saying, everyone's like, he's a Manning. He's got this pedigree. His dad was a wideout. We see guys like Patrick Surtain Jr. who just got hurt.
You're saying?
I'm just saying he's not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
His footwork's goofy. He doesn't look natural throwing the football. So I don't give a fuck what his last name is.
You know who does look natural and who I did watch? Bryce Underwood.
Who?
Bryce Underwood.
Oh, yeah. I hope that pick I just sent you, and just a little bit of context here. Professor just traded me Kyler Murray. I've been begging for him back. I drafted him number 1 in my startup. I want him back on my team. In retrospect, you probably wouldn't have done it if you would have known you'd have some injuries. But I hope that 2028 pick turns out to be Bryce Underwood, because that dude's gonna. If you have him and Jaden Daniels, it's gonna be unfair. But yeah, he's special. He's special. Everybody knows he's special.
Kyler gets you over the top this year.
So you said bench Jamar Chase.
And
totally wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong.
I said DJ Lagway was that dude. Total 5 interceptions. 5.
Shit, Lagway's gross.
5. And we were hanging in with LSU. After we got beat by USF, Florida football has no pride anymore. The pride of Florida football is down in Miami, which is fitting because their professional football team sucks ass. So go Hurricanes. Dolphins suck. Go Bucks. I'm going to the game next week. I'm going to see your Jets coming to town, and we're going to beat the brakes off of y'all. I hope you're ready for this. This is Todd Bowles' revenge game.
I'm a Giants fan, but I do support my Jets. But yeah,
I know you're a Giants fan, but I want you to keep an eye on that game because, and maybe I'm jinxing myself, but I think we're gonna beat the brakes off. We haven't played at home, and we're wearing creamsicles. Everybody who goes to the game gets a creamsicle bucket.
If Tyrod Taylor plays, I might put some money on the Jets.
I hope you do.
We'll see.
Y'all don't have a prayer. It's a 1:00 game. Do you know how hot it is down here right now? It's like 105 degrees in the sun.
That's gross. Actually, it's 80 up here. So.
And that's where we put the visitors' bench. Your bench is in the sun. It's a 4-hour game. You're going to bake. Availability is the best ability. We barely scratched on the waiver wires. Anyone else you want to throw out there? Running back really quick, wide receiver, tight end?
Depends how deep your leagues are. Tight end. Zach Ertz, go get him.
Juwan Johnson is only 48% roster.
Oh, you gotta get Juwan Johnson.
You gotta get Harold Fannin Jr., who is the best tight end in college football history, is 28% roster.
Okay, Harold Fannin, that is the number 1 waiver wire pickup over Jake Brown because if we play Superflex. If this is a 1 QB, Harold Fannin is the number one.
Would you put him over Juwan Johnson right now for like people who just need to win a week?
Yeah, I would.
One tight end, standard scoring.
Yeah, it was because I believe in Joe Flacco more than Spencer Rattler at this point.
Yeah, but to your point, Juwan Johnson's been basically the Saints' whole offense, besides your guy Shaheed. And obviously, Alvin Kamara is getting like 25 carries for 90 yards.
It's tough because like rookies generally get better as the season goes on. So like we don't even know what Harold's ceiling is.
Right. But I mean, sometimes from a dynasty perspective, obviously we know who this dude is. But if you're in a redraft league, you don't know who Harold Fannin is. So yeah, go get that man. If that man is available on waivers, put him on your team. Go get that guy.
And when you're doing the waivers, just try to figure out who is going to be harder to acquire later on, right? So who would you have to go send more to get? Harold Fannin Jr. or Juwan Jennings, especially in redraft. If we're talking redraft, I honestly think you got more. I think you have to send more to get Harold Fannin like by week 6, 7. If not, now the hype train for Harold Fannin is like the Bill hype train. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree. The upside for Harold Fannin is tight end 1.
Yeah, he's a receiver masquerading in a tight end position. It's a cheat code.
If you're number 1 in the NCAA, I don't care what school you went to, you are an exceptional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so at wide receiver, quite a few dudes available. Wan'Dale Robinson is only 30% rostered.
Well, that makes sense, but
he arrived last week. You go get that dude.
Yeah, Wan'Dale actually had a good game the week before. I drafted Wan'Dale in many leagues. Wan'Dale is going to benefit. So if you ever watched the Seahawks, old school Russ, how he had like Tyler Lockett as his like security, like high volume guy, that's going to be Wan'Dale. And whenever Malik is in double coverage, sometimes he still throws it to Malik, right? But he's going to go to Wan'Dale. Like when Wan'Dale had his touchdown, that was like
for sure
in a seam down the field. He was wide open. What do you think the coverage was? It was with Malik. So Malik draws a lot of coverage, and that was kind of the knock I was giving BTJ, and I love BTJ. I have him in several leagues as well, but BTJ,
I don't love BTJ. BTJ is not my good. He's not my guy. Anybody who shies away from contact like that, not my guy. Go catch the fucking football.
Yeah, Malik's different. He's different.
Malik's on a shitty team too, but he goes and like he's going for the ball.
He makes that.
He wants to be great. You were absolutely right when you called it on BTJ. He's always been the wide receiver too. He's absolutely benefited from Malik Nabers.
And I honestly think that if they played Jalen Hyatt this year, if he has his stuff together, he'd be great too. It's a shame that we didn't stick with the Giants. Feel better if we had Saquon still and the line was adequate. Like
yeah. But if your sister was your brother, it doesn't matter. We're going to week 3 of 2025.
Pick him up.
So he's only 30. He's only 30% rostered. So if he's available in your league, go get him.
And Wan'Dale actually is Brian Daboll's first draft pick.
That was the first draft pick of that regime. Yeah. Although Brian Daboll is a fucking dumbass.
Hey, you drafted Malik.
Why are you subbing in your rookie for 2 plays? That's a stupid scenario. All right. Troy Franklin hooking up with his old college quarterback, Bo Nix, down in Denver. We didn't really talk about the Broncos that much, but
Troy Franklin,
R.G. Harvin looking like that guy. K. Dobbins is looking like a dude. Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin. Is the receiving core behind Sutton going to step up a little? Troy Franklin's only 2% rostered in ESPN.
Yeah, redraft. I wouldn't pick up Franklin just yet. Because he's just so many other players. But if you're hurting that receiver, he's a good stash if you have deep benches. Because I think he's an injury.
Having a week to week. Yeah.
Unless there's an injury.
There might be a week where he gets a big game.
So I will say this. I think he's already passed Marvin Mims. So like I have Marvin Mims in my redraft. I might drop Marvin Mims and pick up. They just lost to the Colts. I think they're going to realize they need to adjust to win games. So I think they will be throwing. Bo Nix was great last year throwing.
This is still week 2. I don't think the Colts are going to make it to the Super Bowl. Daniel Jones is going to actually play some teams. And this is also an instance of defensive coordinators not having film on Daniel Jones in this offense.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to come crashing down. I don't see the Colts contending for anything meaningful by the end of the year.
No, they have film on Daniel Jones. He's been in the league for a long time. It's different than the BTJ argument.
Right. I'm saying they don't have film on Daniel Jones in the Colts offense. They have him in, New York's dumpster fire.
It's kind of a Sam Darnold on the Vikings. It could be. Probably is, to be honest. So I'm sure. All right.
I don't think Daniel Jones is bad. I just think he's kind of mid. I think teams are gonna roll out 2 tight end sets more. Wide receiver, thinking from a cap perspective, the wide receiver 2 is commanding so much money that a lot of teams are like looking for ways to kind of move on from that.
Yeah.
And a 2 tight end scheme with 2 running backs, I think that's the way the game's trending outside of the top dudes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We're going to do one more episode this week on Friday. We'll run through the matchups. We'll talk about money lines. We'll do some start sits, our projections, all that good stuff. Tell you who to bet on.
Who do you got on Thursday? I got the Bills, double digit.
Yeah, Bills are going to roll them. One thing I've been consistent on is I have no faith in the Dolphins. The one time I wavered, I dropped my entire fab budget on Darren Waller, and I cut him this week for the RB for the Jaguars. Yeah, give me the look. Give me the look. I spent all my fab money on Darren Waller. Hey, here's the thing, though. We're swinging for the fences or we're going to miss. You want to fucking bunt? This is the wrong podcast for you. If you want to fucking hit a grand slam, where are your guys?
Great. This is the John Coker podcast.
Yeah, Jerry. Scared money don't make money.
All right. We'll see you on Friday, y'all.
We'll see you on Friday. Predictions, matchup. All right. Cheers, bro.
Cheers, brother. Peace.
Go Bucks. Hey, tell your brother we had a lovely time in Houston.
Sounds good.
They need to get their weight up. All right. Peace, man.